All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to work on these problems here for the derivatives, okay? Like we said before, derivatives are used in Calculus 1 class, so that's a higher class, advanced. This channel is all about, lower level, and they are all the way to the upper level as well, okay? So let's see what we have here. So we have the derivatives of 2x, with respect to 2x, okay? So the other thing that we need to know is the notations of derivatives or differentiation, all right? So for that one, it is df over dx. So that's the derivation, that's a derivative of f with respect to x. That's the same thing as saying f prime of x. And that's the same thing as saying f with the dot on top of it of x. So that's still derivatives, all right? So the next thing is now the formula that we have here for the differentiation formulas, that we have all across here. And these are the ones that we're going to use. It's more than this, okay? This is just like the top ones, but we have a longer list of that. So now we're going to see how we're going to solve for these problems here using some of those formulas that we have there. So what is the derivative of 2x with regards to x? As you look at your list, which one fits the problem here? This is the one. So the derivative of 2x, which is the function with regard to x, is just going to be 2. It's just the constant in front of it, the coefficient. So remember that. The derivative of a constant with a variable is always that constant there, period. Okay? So a variable that has 1 as a power, that's it. Okay. Now, it's going to be different here for the second question. So we have the derivative of negative 4 x to the third power with respect to x. So what are we going to do? So we already seen that negative 4, which is the coefficient, needs to be a part of the answer. So negative 4, of course, is going to be there. But how are we going to treat the x to the third power? Now we go to the third formula here, which is x to the power n is equal to n times x to the power n minus 1. So we just follow it. So following that, that will give us what? So that would be, if we put in parentheses, that would then give us 3 times x, 3 minus 1. So you guys with me? Yeah? And then we know that negative 4 will multiply 3. That will give us what? Negative 12. And then x, 3 minus 1, which is 2. And ladies and gentlemen, you are done. Okay? No more to it. Let's go to question number 3. So we want to find the derivative of this function here, 2x to the fourth power minus x to the third minus 5. So we have 3 terms, okay, of this expression here that we want to work with. So what are we going to do? So we're going to take each of the terms and then find the derivative of it, and the combination of all those 3 is going to be our final answer. What does that mean? That means what would be the derivative of 2x to the fourth power? So we already seen that, which is 2 times, then that will give us 4x to the 4 minus 1, correct? Which is going to give us 3. All right? So I'm just going a little faster here. And then minus, this one will give us what? The 3 is going to come down. And then x what? 3 minus 1, which is going to give us 2. And then the derivative of a constant. Okay? I know we have not spoken about that before, but the derivative of a constant is just 0. So it could be 1,000, it could be 24. The derivative is going to be 0. So in this case, that would be plus or minus a 0. Okay? I put minus even though it's not going to change anything. All right? So then here, 2 times 4 is going to give us what? 8. X to the third minus 3 x to the second. We don't need the 0 there. And this also, ladies and gentlemen, is our final answer because we are not able to add or subtract anything here. These 2 are 2 different terms because the powers are different. And then we're good to go. All right? So let's take a look at this one here. So now the function here is f of x equals to x to the 6th power plus square root of 3 times x to the 2nd power. So like we were doing before, you see the notation is different, But in this case, this is f of x, right? So that means we're going to use this notation here, f prime of, of x, which will be the easiest one to just as a notation, okay? Again, it's just the same thing, okay? It's just the same thing. So let's go at it. So we're going to say we want to find f prime of x, okay? F prime of x, and what would that give us? So that'd be 6 times x power what? 6 minus 1, okay? So it's going to be 6 minus 1, and then plus, we have here 2 times square root of 3, parentheses x 2 minus 1. All right? So I have spaces so we can expand this one. So that would give us what? That would be 6x to the 5th power, because 6 minus 1, plus 2 square root of 3, x only, because 2 minus 1 is only x. All right? Is only 2 minus 1 is 1. So this one is going to give you 2 square root of 3x. And ladies and gentlemen, this is your final answer for this problem as well. All right? So this is squeaky clean. Okay? We're going to do more of it. We take it easy for now. See how we're going to go. But I'm sure you guys are going to be fine. All right? So thank you.